welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial on, you guessed it, bearings and pistons. I know a lot of you probably already know some of this. Congratulations, you're probably an expert at building. But if you don't, and you have a friend who's been playing and they kind of new at this, please share this video with them, maybe to help them out and help them understand, and maybe they'll have as much fun as you have had in this game. So before you do, if you could throw a like on this video, hit that subscribe button. It does help this channel out a whole lot, and let's get started. Okay, so I've kind of set up a little demo here so we can kind of see what we're doing, and we'll kind of figure out what's going on with bearings, and hopefully you can kind of understand what bearings do with different parts and different pieces. Bearings are literally going to be in just about everything you build. They're what allow wheels to rotate, and it's what allows them to be steered. It allows contraptions to turn, doors to open. All kinds of things happen with bearings. All right, so first things first, when the creation is on a lift, all the creation's bearings will be locked tightly in place. This is not locked tightly in place. This is not sitting on a lift, so that will not, be locked in place like we're trying to talk about here. But once the creation is moved from the lift, the bearings will be able to move and rotate, and the connected parts will respond to physics. Well, I mean, scrap mechanic physics anyway. A lot of you know what that I'm talking about. If they're linked to some sort of control piece, they will rotate, and only when the control piece is activated, and the control parts will not respond to physics. So as you can see, it is swinging right now, and a chair is considered a control piece. So you can see as soon as I connect it, it locks it back into place the same way you had it built on the lift. So we can release that, and you can see that physics have returned to it. Bearings can be controlled with a gas engine, electric engine, a driver's seat, or a controller. We're not going to talk about controllers today. That's kind of like a whole nother ball game, so we're just going to kind of keep that out of this so that no one else gets confused here. All right, bearings connected to a driver's seat will be controlled with A and D. So we'll just go ahead and check that out real quick. You can see we got left and right. All right, but if we were to connect this to an engine, you can see that we've already cranked it up, so this thing goes out of control. But if we connect it to a seat, now we will have full control of it. This now gives us W and S control. So if we were to, say, connect that up to a set of wheels, you can now go forwards and backwards. We're actually kind of booking there. You can't really see that it's going forwards and backwards. Maybe if we use the electric engine. Let's try that. And then you'll be able to see that it actually does go forwards and backwards. You just connect it the same way. We got forwards and backwards. And you can see as the chair was not connected, your vehicle will continue to take off from you. So it is very important to either always put your vehicle on a lift or make sure that your seat is connected to the engine first. Many of people have chased their vehicles down the path to try to get it. All right, as you can see, switches cannot be connected up to bearings. One thing that is neat about a bearing being connected to a seat that I did not realize this until I had played the game for quite some time is that this is only when it happens when it's connected to a seat. You can actually click E to activate this, and you get more detailed things that you can do with the bearing. So if we wanted this to actually turn a lot more, let's just do, for the sake of demonstration, let's turn it one way this way, and we'll turn the speed down and we'll turn the speed up for this one. You can see that we have a lot more rotation but low speed. And then as soon as we get on that side, it's fast, but it's a shorter distance. So it does give us a lot more control on what we can do with the bearings. See, let's turn it all the way up just for the sake of example. There we got super fast, lots of turn. Or if that's not what you're looking for, you can reduce it down. And you can turn. Now if you'll notice, it always returns to center. If that's not something that you want, there's this option here called bearing lock. So you click bearing lock, you can turn it, let go of the controls, and it will stay in the position that you left it in. I can see this being really useful for something like a turret on a tank. Okay, on to pistons. For the sake of this tutorial, we're only going to use buttons for this. There are a few other things like controllers and timers that will connect to pistons, but that will get a little confusing for you, so we're just going to stick with buttons today. So with the button connected to a piston, you can see that we have a range that we can set and we have a speed that we can set. So with button activation, piston goes up, piston goes down, piston goes up, piston goes down. It's also important to remember that a piston will not work unless you place a block on the actual piston itself. I've had this mistake many times going, why is this piston not working? Why is this piston not working? Because a block is not placed on the piston. All right, so let's do some examples here. All right, so on the first one, we have our gas engine connected to a bearing. You can see that it's really taken off, and we're only on one speed for this thing. Electric engine, we're on one speed, and you can see that it is turning a lot slower, but there is more torque on this than there is with this. You'd be more likely to slip and peel tires with this than you would with the electric engine. And you can see on the seat, we have left and right control. And if we connect that to an engine, we have forwards and backwards control with W and S. And that's a little hard to, I know that's a little hard to understand. So let's make another example here. The first things first, let's get out our lift. We're gonna build us a little platform. Let's slap our seat on it. Give it some power. We're gonna come to our sides here and add our bearings. Next, we're gonna add our tires. We're gonna connect our engine to our seat. Very important, we do that first. Connect our engine to our tires. We're gonna wanna make sure that they're both turning forward. All right, crank this engine up and let's go check out our vehicle. All right, as you can see, our vehicle is working great, but we have no left and right turning, so we forgot to do something. We do have forwards and backwards. We have quite a bit of speed here, as you can see, but we are gonna lose control because we have no steering. Up into the hayfield here. Okay, so in order to solve this problem of turning, we're gonna need to remove our front wheels, remove our bearings, and then place a bearing on top. This is gonna allow for our yaw movement, our left and right turning. You wanna place a block on top of that, a block to the side, and then a block below. And there, you can add your bearing. Now the difference here is we're not gonna connect our seat to this one, we're gonna connect our seat to this flat one. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's connect it up to the other side here. We might need to test it to see, because usually when you start out with these, the wheels are always going the wrong way. No, they are going the correct way. Sometimes you gotta take your tool and flip these guys around to make sure they're turning the right way, but we got the right ones. Okay, so let's test this out. All right, we have forward, we have backwards, and now we have left and right turnings. We've just built our first car using the techniques that we've learned with bearings. Very simple, very easy to use once you've grasped the concept of them. You can do all kinds of things. So yeah, all right, so now we have our pistons. What can we do with our pistons? Let's take our seat off and make sure it's on a lift, because otherwise it will take off on you. We're gonna put our piston down. We'll put our seat back on the piston. We're gonna hook it up. We're gonna drop a button for our piston. And here's a nice little thing, is you can actually hook a button up to a seat and it will number that button for you. So that when you jump in that seat, you now have a designated button that you can control from the actual seat. Now let's go test this out. Okay, so everything's back to normal except we've added a piston underneath the seat. Let's go back to driving. Everything drives like normal, and let's hit our button. Oh my goodness. As you can see, oh, didn't quite work out like we wanted it to. But like most beginning vehicles, we make mistakes, we learn from them, and then we make crazy creations. So I hope this video has helped you out today. I hope you have a little bit more insight on how to use the bearings. I hope that helps you make awesome creations. All right, guys, that's it. If you think I've missed anything, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to see it, and we can maybe refurbish this video a little bit down the road. Maybe help some other people out in case I have missed something. But with that is going to be it for today. We will be doing more of these basic tutorials to help some people out and hopefully get them into the game and get them really excited about Scrap Mechanic. But that is it. Thanks again. Please leave a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you soon.